This is not a review of the Elecraft K4. I'm just going to show you some things about it. Um, I haven't seen too much posted online about the K4 and certainly no reviews. So I'll give you just a chance to just see some of the things that it does. Um, the display is right over here, or the frequency that it's listening to is over there. But you can hit the display and center it. And if I can get rid of the display, now that's centered over there. So I move that over. Now I'm going to go pick up a. So there's just one station. I'm just going to leave that on for a moment. I'm going to recenter that. Let's see, did I center it? No. Okay. So that's now centered. I'm going to turn him down a little bit. Okay. You can increase the bandwidth. So if you have a sideband station that's got a pretty good bandwidth, you can, let's see, just turn that over. So now the bandwidth is now up to 5kc, and I'll take it down to the low end. And let's see, and that's probably a lot more useful on AM than anything else. Oh, he's working a German station. Okay. Then you have, right now I'm looking at 11.7 volts coming in. I'm running off a battery. I charge a battery and run off the battery. And it tells you how much current is being drawn, how many watts are being used. And then if I hit this, I can set I have the date and the time. It says Zulu, but I hate Zulu, so this is actually a local time. My call, if I hit that, transmitter parameters, 11.9 volts right now, 1.6 amps. Signal level, I'm kind of curious what that is. I guess that's in dB. That's in dB, and the time. That's where I usually. Is that where I usually leave it? Yeah, I guess that's where I usually leave it. If I hold on to this, it'll show a stat. I don't know what that means though, so I'm gonna get off of that. Um, if I hit this on all parameters, it'll show everything: supply voltage, 10-volt regulator, a bunch of other stuff, PA current, which is not doing anything because I'm not transmitting right now. And let me go back. And of course, you can set the date. You can set the date and the time. Menu. You have a number of options that you can change. I'm just going to go. I'll go through them I'm just going to scan right through them. IP access. As question mark is because I disconnected it. Disconnected the IP, the router. It gives you another some things that you can change, and I think that's pretty much it. I think well, I don't have a transverter, so I'm going to go back off the menu. At least I'm going to try. Let's see. There we go. Okay. The band can be changed rather easily. However, I'm going to show you something a little unusual. I'm going to put it down to 60 meters, and so now we're on 60 meters, but this is going to be a little unusual. I'm going to you notice what let me put it. Well, let's go in the middle of the. I'm on AM. Let's go to change the mode to sideband. Okay. And you're not allowed to transmit on this frequency. But watch. First of all, I'm going to tune it, and I will bring the power down. Let's see. I don't want to go out at 90 watts, so that would be. I'll bring it down Uh, we'll bring it down to about 6 watts. So, but I'm going to show you this. It will transmit on this. Um, hello test. It'll transmit there. So I can actually go down. If I want to go on WWV, look, it'll transmit everywhere. 1, 2. It'll transmit it anywhere. And I'm going to see if I can find WWV, and then I can have my own time signal. And there's where WWV would be. Hello, hello. Now the SWR is high, but I'll get that down. It got it down. Took a while. This will match a 10-to-1 SWR. Hello, hello. So you can guys throw me to jail if you want for those quick transmissions, but they were only at maybe it's 0.6 of a watt. So maybe that's even legal at 0.6 of a watt. But I could turn it all the way up, and it'll transmit up. It'll transmit up there. Now, if you want to, the manual is right here. You have the whole manual. So if I want to learn about a particular section, like PSK, all I have to do is type in PSK, PSK, and hit enter, and there you can find anything, how this thing operates in PSK. So I'll hit this, and there's more instructions about PSK. So you can search the manual this way. So if you have a question on anything, you can search the manual that way. Now, how do I get out of that? Okay. It'll copy CW, and it does okay. Let me put it on 40 meters, so that, and because they usually use CW there. Now it's a little bit of a pain the way there to do it. Let me find a CW station. Okay, so you put it on main receiver, hit text decode. You got to knock that down to auto and 3 lines, and then turn it on. You got to do that each time you change it. Now hit back. Where's the main receiver? Now it's not copying him very well. Okay, it did copy him somewhat because it's trying to, I guess, trying to guess his speed. Let me see if I can find someone else. Oh, you hit spot and auto, and it'll pick up. It'll be right on the right frequency you're supposed to be. It looked like it was saying experience. He's talking about a Briggs engine. Okay, it'll also copy PSK. I don't think there's any PSK stations on now, but I will check. Let's see, band 14 meters. Not 14 meters, 14 megahertz. I'll see if I can find any. Let's see. I want to change the mode. PSK. Okay, but there's probably no. Oh, there is a. No, that's not a. I don't think that was a PSK station. But we go into main receiver, and we're going to do text decode, and it is set up. Oh, let's see, text decode. I'm a little bit slow on this. Okay. It looks like it is copying something. Yep, there it is. My typing is not copying them too good there. Or you can center it over here. So I may not have centered him. There it is. He's copying him now. Pretty good. And of course, if you plug a key in, which I have done, and It will also copy RIDI, but I don't think there's any RIDI stations on, but I'll go on there and change it. So I'll look for a RIDI station, but I doubt there's PSK. Doesn't do enough PSK. FT8 doesn't do that. That would be really useful if it did that. But I don't hear any RIDI stations on there. Okay. I've had some problems with it locking up. It took maybe every week or so. It will lock up. Now this function key down here, you can do a screen capture, which I have no use for, but it has a software. That's a software list. I don't really know how that really makes much difference. However, it has a DX list. So if you don't know what DX station that you're talking to, or where he is, you can go look it up online. Let's go back here. Where are my function keys? Now let's see, if I hit F1, there's nothing set for that. Macros. Okay, you can set up, you have keys that you can set the macros up on. I haven't done that yet. Let me go back to the function key. Now if I hold on to this, it'll go into the backup mode. You can back up everything to a USB drive. So if you screw things up, you can usually get it out. And Elecraft tells me you can't brick this because they will tell you how to unbrick it. Well, if you brick it, they will tell you how to unbrick it, but you don't have to send it back. It does take about 20 seconds for it to come on. I want to see if I've missed everything. Let's see if I can find an AM station so I can show you the bandwidth. So that means I want to go to AM, and that means I want to go to 80 meters to see if there's any AM stations on, and there are no AM stations on. However, let me see if I can just find an AM station. Probably should have tried this on. I'll try it on 40 meters. AM. Okay, he's way over here.
44. I mean 94.7.
And now I want to center him.
Okay, great. Listening to you guys, I may be hearing you, Russ, on my receiver, but I'm listening on the computer.
Okay, so I have him up at 5 megahertz. I can also transmit. The transmitting is also you can also widen that out. That sounds like he's listening to himself. But I'm gonna bring the bandwidth down to.
I'm shocked.
Oh, let me put that down.
Brought the laptop down the basement to see what I sound like. And I guess I'm pretty strapping. I'm a strapping guy.
That's the bandwidth as you would normally have it on one of these what's called the rice box. But now I'm going to increase the bandwidth.
I didn't have any trouble with the loading.
So you can get the full bandwidth on AM. It has a test mode. I'm gonna. Did I put it on test? Yeah, it's on test. So I can pick up the microphone and transmit, but I'm not. Hello test. 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1. But I'm not transmitting. It's on the test mode. So there's nothing going out. There's nothing going out, but you can test some things. on here. Of course, if you forget that you're in the test mode, you can wind up calling CQ and no one will hear you. Speaking of calling CQ, I don't know if you can hear this, but my serial number,
testing DVR, serial number 581.
that came from Elecraft. And then I had two mics I called CQ on. One was worse than the other. This is the worst one.
Hello, CQ, calling CQ 500.
Okay, and this is the better one.
Hello, CQ, calling CQ, hello, CQ.
Okay, so you have banks that you can change, and you also have banks on CW. Let me see if I can switch it over to CW mode. CW, and so I can send CQ, and of course I can increase the speed. Whoops, I gotta get the right one here. Remember, I'm not transmitting. It's in the test mode. And all I have to do is I hit my actual key, and then that's it. Or I could type with the keyboard. So that's typing with the keyboard. See, I'll do that again, watch. See, no hands, hands, keyboard. So you can test it in various modes. Let me take it out and put it back to AM.
But yeah, I think I had to remove
the
screen.
I've set a watchdog. You can also, it also has quick, you can do quick recalls here. I'm going to hit the RCL and hit 1, and that puts me in the CW portion. I'll hit RCL and hit 2. Maybe I haven't set that up. RCL and hit 3. Oh, I'm not, stop. I'm still having a little problem with that. Let's see, hit let me get out of this. Hit RCL, hit 1, and that puts me on 7050. RCL and hit 2. I probably haven't loaded anything in that quick spot, so that took me to CW. Trying to think if I missed anything. I got the test mode. I got everything. I talked about the keyboard. So that's a little bit about. Now it does not work well in the AM mode, and I'm going to. I have a video that I did of that, and I'm going to try and follow that. It works actually fairly poorly in the AM mode, and it also had a problem with lockup, but it doesn't occur very often. I've called them, and they're willing to take it back and look at it. They want me to take the cover off, see if anything's loose. They wanted me to disconnect the USB port and disconnect the internet. And when it locked up and I disconnected those two, it didn't change anything. So they now want me to just not plug in the USB port or the internet and see if it locks up. But it is changed. I'm going to shut it off. Okay, and you see what happens when it goes off. And then you'll see I'm going to put it on, and it takes a while. I can't count the seconds. I don't have that clock on. But there you get a little beep, and then it does come on. So that's not a review. This is not a review of the Elecraft K4. I do like it better than 7610. And I ordered it 2.5 years ago. Why don't I have a speaker? Maybe did I turn it up? Yeah, I turned it down. Okay. But I do like it. I like the fact it can copy CW. Trying to use PSK on the 7610 was a major problem. And RIDI also was no picnic. So this is it. so far. This is the K4, Elecraft K4, and I have a problem with it locking up sometimes. In this particular case, I put it on decode, and then I noticed it stopped decoding the code. So I figured, okay, maybe I'll widen out the filter, and I hit that, and nothing happens. And then I figured I'd go to lower sideband, maybe try lower sideband and come back. So I hit the mode, and there, that comes up, but I hit that and I don't go to lower sideband. Stays back at code, so I'll hit that again, and I hit it and nothing. You see the mode is not coming up, so I'll hit the mode again, and it does come up, and I'll flip it here, hit that to lower sideband, hit it a couple of times, doesn't do it. Let's see what else doesn't do it. If I hit display, nothing happens. Hit it again, nothing happens. See if I can change the band. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. And of course I was told by, I think it's Rob over at Elecraft, to save the log file or whatever that file is called, hit FN, but you can't, it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that at all. Band, can't change the band. Go to transmit, nothing happens. Go to subreceiver. Now can I change the frequency? Yes, I can move that. And I have had it lock up when I move the frequency too fast. Now you notice it is slowed down. It is slowed, everything is slowed down here. And there it's kind of locked. So I can't really move it. If I move it slow, maybe I can move it. So I'll hit the FN, nothing. Hit display, nothing. Hit band, nothing. Hit main receiver, nothing. Hit transmitter, nothing. I wonder if I can send a CQ. I don't really want to do that, but if I hit this, nope, doesn't send a CQ. Can I send it by hand? No, it goes into transmit. So that's all I get. If I hit the key, I sent a C, and you heard what I had. Now I'm not sure what else I can hit here to kind of show you what's going on. Let's see if I think this all started when I hit spot, and I'm going to hit that now because this. Oh, see, it's stuck up there. That's supposed to go away. Or no, it isn't. Maybe it isn't. I'm holding it down. It goes to auto, but I don't think that's supposed to stay there like that. Let me move this around. Okay, now this moves somewhat freely, but if I move it too fast, it pretty much locks up. I'm going to hit FN again. Nothing. Now I'm going to try and turn it off. I'm just going to hit it once. Does not go off. Okay, now maybe it'll go there. It did go off. So that's an example of the K4 Elecraft locking up. Now I'm going to turn it back on, and I bet you everything works. But shouldn't have to do that, should I? It takes about 20 seconds to boot up, and we'll see how that works out. I am going to send this to Elecraft, but if I don't get a response from Elecraft at all, I'm going to send it to everybody, because this is an issue, and I do want to get a response on it. Okay, so now it looks, there we are, and now I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to put it on decode, if I remember how to do that. Nope, that's, yeah, text decode. And you always have to reset this. Okay, I put it on auto, put it on 3 lines, and put it on. And then go to main receiver. Now let's see if I can find a station to decode. Okay, it looks like it's decoding pretty good right now. And this is where I had the problem before when I held on spot auto. Okay, and it worked properly there. Okay, so it worked properly there. So that's an example of the lockup on the K4. Okay, this is the K4 on AM, and I do have an amplifier hooked to it, but I've set the K4 to 25 watts because I think that's what you're supposed to set it to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you see, the carrier goes down to, the whole carrier goes down to 0. And that does not seem to be the correct way to do it. And you will see that this is what it looks like on ALC, and SWR is a little bit high, but the power you can see is 25 watts.